Good morning, students. Welcome in my today's class through online teaching. In today's class, we are going to start a beautiful poem, and its title is Bright Star. This poem has been included in BA Part 2's syllabus paper 1st, Poetry and Drama. The poem Bright Star is written by John Keats, who was the youngest of the Romantic poets. John Keats was born on 29th of October 1795 and he was died in 1821. He was born in 1795 while he was died in 1821. So John Keats was the youngest of the Romantic poets. He was the eldest son of a stable keeper. John Keats lost his father at the age of 9 and his mother at the age of 15. He attended school at Enfield. As a schoolboy, he was known for his high spirits, but he also showed a remarkable love for reading. The poem Bright Star is a sonnet by John Keats and it was written in 1819. Bright Star was a sonnet and it was written in 1819. The poem is a passionate declaration of undying and constant love. The speaker wants to be constant and unchanging like the bright star. It is described in the poem's first 8 lines, as we know very well that a sonnet is a short lyric poem of 14 lines, and we can divide it into two parts. First octave and second sestet. We can divide Italian sonnet into two parts, first octave and second sestet. First 8 lines are called octave, while six concluding lines are called sestet. So the speaker wants to be constant and unchanging like the bright star, and this is described in the poem's first 8 lines in octave part. But unlike the bright star, the speaker does not want to be isolated from human life, and this is described in last concluding line of the poem Bright Star. The speaker tells about his unchanging love, but it is not clear whether it can actually be achieved in real life. In the last line of the poem, the speaker acknowledges that his or her fantasy is fragile and it is threatened by the death and change that eventually overwhelm all human beings. Bright Star contrasts two kinds of steadiness. In first 8 lines, speaker describes a star watching ceaselessly over the earth from far away. In the first 8 lines, the speaker describes a star watching ceaselessly, constantly over the earth from far away. In final 6 lines, the speaker imagines a different kind of steadiness, an intimate embrace between two lovers that lasts forever. In Sestet, the poet describes a different kind of steadiness, and it is an intimate embrace between two lovers that lasts forever. The poet desires to get stability like the pole star. He is not interested in its beauty, but he wants stability like the pole star, like the bright star. He simply wants to be constant like the pole star. He also longs to live with his beloved as long as he is alive. He wants her close association. The poet says that the pole star or the bright star looks at the rising and the falling sea waves and enjoys the beautiful scene of the sea. The poet imagines that the sea is doing the job of puration by washing its shores where men live with its might waves. He also sees the mountains and the falling snow on them at night. The poet is least interested in this beautiful scene of nature. He is only interested in having the steadiness like the pole star. This is the central theme of the poem Bright Star. It is a type of it is a type of Italian sonnet and it has two parts, one octave and one sestet. Now we will explain the poem Bright Star. Bright star, would I were steadfast as thou art. Bright star, it means the pole star famous for its steadiness. Steadfast, it means unmoving, unmoving. Thou art, thou, it is used for bright star. Thou means you. Not in lone splendor hung aloft the night. Lone means lonely. Splendor means brightness or shine. And watching with eternal lids apart, like nature's patient, sleepless eremite. It means hermit. Eremite means hermit. The moving waters at their priest-like task of pure evolutions round Earth's human shore. Evolution means cleaning. Evolution means cleaning the waves. Cleaning the waves are busy washing the shores of the earth. The act of cleaning, particularly a washing of the fingers before participating in a religious ceremony, here it refers to the act of the sea waves. Or gazing on or gazing on the new soft fallen mask of snow or gazing on the new soft fallen mask of snow upon the mountains and the moors, nor yet still steadfast, still unchangeable, pillowed upon my fair love's ripening breast. Fair love, it has been used for John Keats' beloved, and her name was Fanny Vrani. To feel forever its soft fall and swell, awake forever in a sweet unrest, still to hear her tender taken breath, and so live ever, or else soon to death. These are the opening lines of the poem Bright Star. The poet sees the pole star and thinks about its constancy and steadiness. These are the opening lines of the poem Bright Star. And in the octave part of the poem Bright Star, the speaker is talking to a star. The poet is talking to a star. He wishes he were as steadfast as it is. He wants as steadfast like the bright star because the star he is talking about does not move. In next line, the speaker starts talking about all the The poet sees the bright star and thinks about its steadfastness. The pole star always remains constant and it is unaffected by the course of time. So the poet wishes to get this unchangeableness of the star. He is least interested in the beauty of the star and the beautiful scenes of nature it enjoys. In these lines, the poet describes the beautiful sights of nature which the bright star watches. The poet wants the steadfastness of the pole star and not its beauty. He only wants to be like he only wants the constancy and steadfastness of the pole star. He says that he wants to be like the pole star, but he does not want to be shining like the pole star. The pole star or the bright star continuously watches the moving waters of the ocean washing, and it gazes at the soft silent snow fall upon the mountains and the plains. The poet does not want to see all these beauties of nature, he merely wants its steadfastness. In the last six lines of the sonnet, poet attempts to apply the ideas of the first eight lines to his own situation. The poet wishes to be like the star, eternal and changeless, not alone while lying near his beloved. He wants to be awake all the time and in a state of sweet unrest. His passion is attuned to tranquility. There is no internal or external storm. The poet is calm. He wants to rest his head on his beloved's chest, which rises and falls as she takes her tender breath. The poet hears her tender taken breath while his head on her chest in a sweet unrest. The poet wants to remain awake and lie forever and hear his beloved's breath or else die in his sweet unrest. Thus, the poem is another attempt on the part of Keats to defeat transience of human happiness and to capture forever a perfect moment. Thus, the poem is a passionate declaration of undying, constant love. The speaker wants to be constant and unchanging, like the bright star. It is described in the poem, first of eight lines. But unlike the bright star, the speaker does not want to be isolated from human life. The speaker tells about his unchanging love, but it is not clear whether it can actually be achieved in his real life. In the last line of the poem, the speaker acknowledges that his or her fantasy is fragile and it is threatened by the death and change that eventually overwhelm of all human beings. Bright star contrasts two kinds of steadiness. In first eight lines, speaker describes a star watching ceaselessly over the earth from far away. In final six lines, the speaker imagines a different kind of steadiness, an intimate embrace between two lovers that lasts forever.